Hello there, More here, and thank you for joining me on my channel today. Today we're going to do a champion guide and spotlight on Reliquary Tender. She's a void rare support champion. But first, before we get into it, I want to give a big thank you out to my supporters, to my subscribers. For those of you that have already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me, and I appreciate the fact that you are here and you're on this journey with me because we together are on a mission to create the most comprehensive library of champion guides of the rare and epic champions that Raid Shadow Legends has ever seen. And if you're here and you are not a subscriber to my champion yet, then I hope by the end of this video, I can earn the privilege to having you as a subscriber to my channel. So let's get into it. Reliquary Tender. She's a support champion from the High Elves faction, right? So what does she do and why is she a support? Is she any good in general? Can she help your account out or not? Let's find out. Her A1 attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Now that debuff is the smaller version of that debuff. There's a bigger one, a 50% decrease to attack debuff version. So this is the smaller one, but this is on her A2. It's a 20% chance, but it can be booked up to a, what's that, 25, 30, 40, a 50%. It can be booked up to a 50% chance, and if you master her the right way, can be a 55% chance on an A1, but it only hits 1, so it's not entirely too reliable in a way, because it's only a 1 in 2 chance, but she's only got a 1-hit A1. So if it was a 1 in 2 chance and a 2-hit A1, you're pretty golden, but she's only got a 1-hit A1. It's only the small debuff, so it's okay. Now, her A2 removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a 15% continuous heal buff on them for 2 turns. That's pretty powerful, especially coming from a rare. That's the big continuous heal buff, and that's a cleanse. Completely removes all debuffs. Granted, it does not place a block debuff, but it cleanses everybody on the team, which is pretty awesome. Starts at a 5-turn cooldown, and you can book it down to a 3-turn cooldown, which is very valuable if you want to do it, especially in the clan boss. She's valuable and viable to take the clan boss. You could speed tune her to the current clan boss you're on, and that cleanse will cleanse off the stun from the clan boss, and therefore you don't take the negative effects from it. Really, the only thing you're going to take is the actual damage that the clan boss does to whichever champion he targets. You can cleanse that stun off so that person's cooldown still cycles through, because remember, if somebody's stunned, then their actual cooldowns do not cycle over. Okay, so her A3, what is this? Her A3 is a revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meter by 30%. Pretty nice, not too bad. It is on a 5-turn cooldown, which is not entirely horrible as well. A revive on a 5 or 6 turn cooldown is okay. If you get a 4-turn cooldown, that would be amazing. I don't think there is one in the game. However, though, if you have like an 8-turn cooldown, that's not entirely too kosher, not entirely too viable or helpful in the end. Hers on a 5-turn cooldown, so it's not too bad. We're going to jump into the artifacts and see what I've got on her. But later on, I'm actually going to take her into the faction wars and show you some gameplay for her so that you can kind of see her in action with the rest of my faction wars team. So don't forget about that. So her artifacts, what do I have her in? I have her in speed gear is what I have her in, right? So where I use her, because I got her kind of later in my account, is I personally use her in faction wars. So I'm just trying to show you what she can do and potentially what she can do to help your account out, right? So she doesn't really help my account so much. So like I said, I use her in faction wars and only in faction wars. But the way I think is the best way to gear her is in speed gear. My thought process and logic was the fact that she has her cleanse, she has her continuous heal, she has her attack down, and she does have her revive. If I can have her cycle her through her turns as fast as possible, then those cooldowns will come up because I don't have her booked either. So those cooldowns will come up even faster and even sooner. So therefore, she can actually maximize her skills again rather than her straight attack, because that's not why you have her in there, right? That's not why I use her. She's not a DPS. She's not a damage person for me, but that's just the way I use her. She could definitely be a damage producer for your account if you want to build her that way, but you need to build her that way. I built her with speed. She's only got 158 speed right now, but that's what I did with her. I put her in speed gear, speed boots, and I tried to min-max a little bit as the best I could with my other account, other champions, some speed substats. Like I said, though, she is only a Faction Wars champion for me, so she is not necessarily high priority for me as far as gearing her up and giving her the top-notch gear on my account. Her stats. She's sitting at 17,000. Her attack is an 800 attack. Her attack from her A1 is attack based, so that does determine how much damage she does. Her defense is 923, which is not very good. You would at least 15 to 2,000 defense to really get in the higher stages of the faction wars. As you can see, I'm not entirely too high. I will show that in just a few minutes here. Her speed is, like I said, 158, which is not horrible, not too bad. I've got her paired with Apothecary, which will give her that 30% speed boost, that speed buff, which will take that 158 times 30%, which it gives her about an extra 50 speed or so to it, which is not too bad. Breaks that 200 mark for her. Her crit rate, 130, 36, whatever. Her crit damage, 59. Her crit rate's not very good, a 1 in 3 chance. Not going to happen very often, especially with only a 1 hit, 1 attack damage skill. She doesn't crit very often. Her accuracy, however, is only 67. Her accuracy should be higher because she does have that debuff on that A1. So you do want to build some accuracy for her to try to take advantage of that to help you out a little bit. Every little bit helps. Every debuff helps, right? Oh, my sparring pit's up. Let's go ahead and level him up real quick. I utilize my sparring pit. You should too. My recommendation, right? That's just my opinion. All right, my High Elves faction here. You can see I'm only stage 12. I can't get through stage 12, right? So we got stage 11 here. We got stage 10. I am going to run stage 10 for you guys. And you can see my team here. It's Magistar, 3 Apothecaries, and Reliquary Tender. It is a fully support-based team. My run does take about 3 minutes. We're not going to run through the entire run here, but I want to show you a little bit of gameplay to see what Reliquary Tender. She is the second from the left, right there next to my, right there next to my head. She's the second from the left. She's a support champion. I want to show you some gameplay, just what she does. She did that. She put the continuous heals up on the entire team, right? At the same time, if we had debuffs up, she would have cleansed the debuffs off at the same time. However, we didn't have any up, so it didn't cleanse any, right? But she did put the continuous heals on everybody. There's her A1 attacking. She did not place that attack down debuff. That's only got a 30% chance to proc, and she only has an accuracy of 67, so she doesn't have entirely too much accuracy to land those debuffs. Magistar, he just placed himself a Revive on Death skill on himself, which is pretty cool. He's got an AoE attack that does heal reduction, which is what he just did. Apothecary, I've got 3 of them. He is very well known. If you don't know Apothecary, if you get a hold of him, keep him. As you can see on the far right, I have one at level 60. He is in my Ultra Nightmare clan boss run. He is in Dungeon 20 runs all over the place. Apothecary is a beast. He's a legendary hiding in the form of a rare, right? And you can see Reliquary Tender just revived my Magistar, which is pretty cool. Brought him back to there, brought him back in the fight. He'll continuous heals all the way up again, and there we go. So Apothecary, what does he do? Why is he so valuable? He's got a spot heal on a 2-turn cooldown when booked. He's got a 30% speed boost, which he's just applied to everybody else. Built in with that, it's a 15% Terminator increase as well. It's also on a 3-turn cooldown when you book him out, and his A1 is a 3-hit A1. He's just a beast of a champion all over. He's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but he's a beast. If you get an Apothecary, I recommend building with speed and crit rate. That's what I suggest with you on that one. So, we have Reliquary Tender here. We're back to the last run. Yes, so you can see that he just revived Magistar. So Revive, if you didn't know, Revive, you can use it on any round, regardless of what round the champion died in. Magistar, he died in the last round, round 2. We're now in round 3, and Reliquary Tender just revived him back to the team. So Reliquary Tender can definitely help improve your team, improve your account, and improve it overall, and just help you progress through parts of the game, parts of your content. I use her in Faction Wars. You can use her in Dungeons if you so choose to, but that's your choice. If you haven't already, thank you for joining me. Then if you hit that subscribe button, it's going to be on the screen. Join the community because we're on a mission together to create the most comprehensive library of champion guides that Raid Shadow Legends has ever seen. I'll see you on the next video.